Hi and welcome to a new video. As we will be moving out soon, like probably next month, hopefully, I will have a party here at our old house. I thought to make some invitations for our friends to come and join us when we will say goodbye to this house right here. So I came up with some quick and pretty fun party invitations that you can do and customize also in the colors that you want. I have here some watercolor paper, and these are cut to 10 by 10 centimeters. I will show you a couple of ways to do this, and depending on the supplies that you have. So I have here my Misty, and I'm gonna use this stamp by Winnie and Walter, and this is called Scenery Stripes. And I will use this thin stamp right here, and I have it mounted here, Misty. Now before moving on to stamping, I will do some marks here onto my cardstock, and I will do some 2 centimeters mark so that I can have equal spacing between the squares that I'm doing, because this will be like a checker background. 1 square of my grid is 1 centimeter, so I'm just gonna make this to each 2 squares here. So I have some lines in there, and now I know where I will have to stamp. I'm gonna ink my stamp with some VersaFine Onyx Black. And I'm using my Misty just in case I don't get a good impression. I can stamp once again right on top, and also because it is much more easier with long stamps like this one. I'm trying to move pretty quickly because I'm gonna emboss all the lines here. Okay, so my first background is all done. As I said, I'm gonna emboss this, and I have here some clear embossing powder by Simon Says. And here is my embossed piece. Now, as I said, I'm gonna show you another way you can make this type of background if you don't have a strip stamp. I'm gonna use this Versamark embossing pen, watermark pen. And this is like the Versamark ink pad, but in a pen. This is pretty useful when you have areas where you didn't get a good stamping. You can go in and add some finishing touches. So I'm gonna do the same marks. Now the Versamark pen has 2 tips, and I'm gonna use the small one and make some lines. I'm gonna take my ruler here, and I'm gonna do like 2 times or even 3, because this paper is pretty thick, so I have to be sure that the ink from the pen gets absorbed. And I'm trying to move fast also because I don't want these to dry out on me. So I'm gonna first do the vertical lines, and then I'm gonna do the other. I'm gonna do this with some gold embossing powder, and this is the Metallic Rich Gold by Wow. And now I can make the other lines. And here is the gold background. I have a black, a gold one. You can see that it's pretty much the same. The lines are thicker, but you can get the same effect. Now if you don't have neither the strip stamp or the embossing pen, you can do this with a permanent marker. And I have this black marker here, and this resists the watercolor, so you can do this safely. And this is pretty much the fastest way to do this background. Okay, so I have here my party invitations, and now it's time to add some color, and I'm gonna use some distress inks, and I have here Abandoned Coral, Fossilized Amber, Mermaid Lagoon, Seedless Preserve, and Cracked Pistachio. And I'm gonna color all my little squares here. I'm not gonna be neat about these. I don't want them to be perfectly covered with color, all these little squares. I'm just going random. This reminds me of those dancing floors that you can find like in malls or something like that. I'm gonna do the same for my gold background. Okay, so now it's time to turn these into party invitations. I have this set by Avriel, You're Invited. I'm gonna stamp this You're Invited, and I'll be doing some more embossing. I'm gonna stamp this with the Versamark, and I'm gonna stamp it right across. And I'll be embossing this with some black powder. I'm doing the embossing because if I'm stamping with a regular ink, I have some embossed areas here that will resist my inks. Now when I'm embossing, the gold powder there will melt a bit, and it will help stick my embossing, my black embossing powder. Next I'm gonna take the To a Party here, and this is a great set because you can do this. You're invited to baby shower, bridal shower, birthday party, and you also have the inside, and I'm gonna stamp this on the inside of the card. So now I'm stamping the To a Party, and with the same Versamark. Okay, so my first is done. For my second one, I'm gonna do some gold embossing, so you can see that you can play with colors as you want, and they will still look pretty. And look how cool this looks with gold embossing powder. I don't know why, I'm just loving these backgrounds like this. They are so much fun to make and so much fun to look at. They are pretty much simple and random, and they look messy, but each time I look at them, they are kind of, I don't know, sending me something. I just love them. So I'm gonna prepare my card bases now. And I cut mine to 10.5 squares, as these are 10 centimeters squares, and I'm gonna mount them right on top. You can also mount them like this and they look pretty awesome too, or just in an angle like this. They kind of look good in any way you put them. I don't know why. I'm gonna stamp the inside also, and you can also make like bigger sheets and do all those squares and color them and then just trim them, so that you can do this much faster if you have many invitations to make. I have to make like 5 or 6. So I'm stamping this with the black ink. And now I can mount this with some tape adhesive. You can also put this on dimensional foam and they will look pretty awesome too. Here are my party invitations. I love them, I honestly do. They are easy to make and also fast, and as I told you, if you do like a big sheet at first and then you trim it out, it's much more faster. Now you can go one step further and add sequins, and the sparkle and all these colors are just great for a party. I'm not gonna add them. I just wanted to show you that with some sequins they look much more better. And also, if you want to color these perfectly, you can do this. I did it right here. And they still look nice also. I also did some white splatters, but I liked more the randomness of the color. It's much more playful than the ones that are perfectly colored. I hope you can give these a try, because they are fun and easy to make, and I'm sure that you have the supplies around your craft room. So I thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.